Welcome everyone to The Whistle. I'm your host Sami Derek, and this show we get to have some incredible interviews with athletes, managers, coaches, which I think are more or less the same, owners of football clubs, avid fans, and everything in between. But today we have a very special guest. He's the son of a legend, and yesterday he played position 7, which is the winger in soccer, and his performance was truly spectacular. Bobby Jr. Welcome, man.
Asante.
So,
Glad to be here.
so let's start with this. When did you start playing soccer?
When did I start? I'd say I started soccer way back when I can't even remember when I learned how to walk. I used to love football. Then, like you said, my dad used to play for Harambee Stars, and he was a defender. He wore the number 3 shirt. And it was really, growing up, I had so much expectations, because I remember when I was from class 1 to class 8, I always wanted to be a footballer, But one thing led to another, and my life shifted, and I that spirit came out. But I really loved playing football. I remember I used to come home when I was small, and the first thing I would do was just drop my bag at the door. I wouldn't even enter the house, just there at the door. Remove my shoes, because I don't want them to get spoiled, then with my socks. And I would play football. I used to love football so much. And it's something that grew. I remember one time my dad beat me up because of not doing my homework. It was always football. So I had to come up with a strategy. And my strategy now became that I had to start doing my homework at school, so that I finish it at school, and when I come, it's just
Football all time.
Yeah.
So yesterday you had an incredible performance, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Great performance yesterday at the VC Cup.
Yeah.
So what are some of the highlights playing yesterday?
Wow, yesterday was wonderful. Like the way we anticipated for the game, the way we had talked about the game. We were 100% sure that we would win the football match, of which we did. And it was the game was so nice. The game was so challenging. I started off from the bench, actually, and I came in as a number 7 winger for the team. And I made a lot of impact, because I had my highlight of the game was when our striker called Dennis Montani flicked the ball over some midfielders and landed on my feet. So I'm at the yard box, and I have 2 defenders on my side, and both want the ball, but I want to score. So one thing I didn't so when the first defender came, he slid, and I managed to get the ball around him, so he passed me and he fell down. So for the second defender, he opened up his legs. The ball went in the middle. Now when I was turning to get that shot and put my name on the scoreboard, the referee blew the whistle. So I was wondering what's up. I was in offside, because I already saw the way the defense line was. So I was wondering, I'm not offside, and the game was so hyped, so what's happening? And then he says it's a free kick. And then now, funny thing was that my opponents, who were business students, didn't think I could play football, because most of the time people just see me in the studio and they don't know I can play football. So they were like, wow. Hey guys, now there was strategy. Hey guys, tukienda against journalism, watch out for Bobby. And I was really amused, because now I was seen as a threat just by those. And that was like my first few touches that I made as a sub. And trust me, we won. We deserved to win. We were the better team, even though the coach wasn't the referee wasn't on our side, because I don't understand how you could give out 3 penalties in an interval of like 2 minutes. It's unheard of in football. But we emerged the better team.
Yeah. So yesterday you were under the leadership of Iqbal Isaac. So what do you think of his captains? Has been the big brother or the captain of everyone else. What do you think of his style? His captainship.
His style of football was fantastic. I remember, because he's a fast runner. He's a team player. Me and Iqbal and Anthony and Kome and the rest, Theodore, to name a few. The players were fantastic. The movement around the pitch was awesome. And for Iqbal, he wasn't that type of captain who would scream and yell on the pitch if you made a mistake. But he would just tell you, oh, yo, wake up, wake up. If the ball was lost, he would encourage you to go fight back for the ball and go and get it. So I believe I really enjoyed his captainship. And I had fun, the best thing about football is having fun. And I had fun with the people who I consider to be my family. And we came out with the best results because we understand each other. We had a certain chemistry. Like before I would enter the pitch, Kome would ask, are you a left foot or are you a right foot? So that when he's sending the ball, he knows my side. So for me, I'm a right foot. So once the ball comes, Kome will set the ball according to my foot, which he did on countless times, and it was a lovely game.
So Bobby, what do you call yourself on fantasy?
On fantasy, my team name is Team Tergat.
Team Tergat.
Yeah.
Why Team Tergat and yet is a runner or a sprinter?
Exactly. Okay, for the first time, my team name was Umbwakali. But with that name, actually, I ended up getting very low points. So I told myself I have to change everything from my team name, and because in the past, what people used to do would put a signboard on the doors and be like Umbwakali. Warning, Umbwakali,
Yeah.
But at times there wouldn't even be a dog.
Yeah.
You get?
Yes.
So it was just a lie. Like it's a dog, but it doesn't do anything. Or you write on your door Umbwakali, but it's a puppy.
Yeah.
You get the irony?
Yeah.
So I told myself that name wouldn't. If I wanted to prosper in my league called the Trap League, I would have to call myself a name that would stand out. So I chose Team Tergat because I believe Tergat was one of the best and will always be the best athlete Kenya ever had. Because he used to leave people with a pace. So when I thought of Team Tergat, it was Team Tergat, meaning that I will be fast enough. Even though I started late, I'll be fast enough and I'll finish the race as the top and as the best. Yeah.
And
even
leave them with a?
Yeah, and then leave them with a big margin. Because I believe also, right now I'm number 18.
18 out of?
18 out of 26, actually, which is
not
bad.
Yeah.
Considering that the fact that I started late, I started 2 games behind.
Yeah.
And most of these people started early. Like I'm even impressed. Last week I was able to defeat Yuri FC. That's by Anthony Miruka. And Anthony Miruka actually started from game week 1.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, and also someone who's right now a threat is Gor Ninjas. Gor Ninjas are really a big threat. That's by Eric Kinyeki.
Yeah.
Wow, last weekend he got so much points that I was even shocked because I had won him with a margin of like 14. Now this week he beat me with a margin of like 20. So I even don't know how I'll recover from that, but yeah.
Okay, special shout out to Yuri FC and Gor Ninjas. Yuri FC, you need to pull up your socks. Gor Ninjas, you're doing something right. Keep up. So now let's talk about the Harambee Stars. Unexpectedly, they proceeded to the Sekafa Cup, if I'm not wrong. World Cup qualifiers. So what do you think, Harambee Stars, which has been garnered as the underdog, that Kenya will never make it in soccer and all that? What are your thoughts?
Actually, what happened is it's really a big deal for Kenya. Over the number of years, we've never been able to progress past Africa, and it would really be a nice thing if Kenya could be able to try and move on. Like, I didn't expect to see Kenya play the way they did. Recently, Kenya went against Uganda and beat Uganda 2-0. Which was really outstanding for me, because the game so far has changed, and we have new players like Michael Olunga, who's from Gor Mahia FC and who's scoring goals. We have Wanyama, who's doing wonderfully well in the English Premier League, playing for Southampton. Such players are bringing a lot back to the country, and it's really something nice. And I am proud of Kenya.
Proud
Team
of Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now on to the big leagues. Which is your favorite team internationally?
Internationally, definitely. That's not even a thing to ask, man. You should know Manchester United.
Manchester United, the Red Devils.
All the way, man. I love Manchester.
Yeah, one thing I have to note about Manchester fans, they keep on criticizing Chelsea. So I think I'll let you, as a Manchester fan, you can pan Chelsea as much as you want.
You know, there's no way you would be a champion. You know, like the way Chelsea started last season, Chelsea went around, if it's not 20 games or 21 games, unbeaten. No team won Chelsea. You know, then this season, they have lost almost all of their games, a large percentage. So I'm wondering, how does such a team fall for grace? You know, like there's one time Manchester when Alex Ferguson left Manchester and David Moyes came to the club. We dropped from number 1 to number 7.
What?
You know, a lot of people made noise.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, you're such a big team. How could you guys drop out of the league like that? You guys are top 4. So they talked.
Yeah.
But now Chelsea is actually suffering the same.
Yeah.
But they're suffering the same with the same coach.
Yeah.
So they don't see that.
Yeah.
You see. But now I'm happy, you know, being number 2 in the English Premier League.
Yeah.
Leicester has really played well. It's a new team actually. And it's number 1. And their football is well. And you know, we are going to meet up with Leicester this weekend on Saturday. And I'm even worried because, you know, they are number 1 with 28 points, we're number 2 with 27. Then we have Arsenal with 26 and we have Man City with 26 points. So you see, even the distance between the gap is small.
Yeah.
So you cannot, right now is not, you don't have room for errors.
Yeah.
Because the moment you make an error, your opponent catches up with you and passes you, you know. And everyone wants to win the league. There's no reason of playing the league if you're not going to win it. So I'd say that it's really a tough league. It's really a tough league. But we are hoping for the best.
Hoping for it.
So to the Chelsea fans out there, all I can say is I won't talk bad, because Chelsea is a really nice team. I wouldn't talk bad about any team. But you still have time to regain yourself. The league is still young. With about, we are going to the game week 14. We have a lot. Those are 14 teams, and we have much more teams to come. So you can improve and you can get better. Don't lose that hope.
Well, there you have it, folks. Bobby Jr. Award. You're also known as Team Tergat on Fantasy. He's a Manchester United fan, as you've seen. And he's given a word of encouragement to the Chelsea fans. Please don't lose hope. That's how nice of a guy he is. A great team player, great soccer player, and even a motivational speaker in one way or another. So until next time.
Boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to The Whistle. I'm your host, Sammy Derrick, and in that first segment we had Bobby Jr. talking about a childish game, a girly game, soccer. But this time let's get to a real manly game that is played by a guy who's a rapper and of course a former player of the game itself. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I give to you Brian Kilu, aka Asas. What's up, man? How you doing, man?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Glad to be here. I've heard so much about you, man.
Really?
Yeah.
You listen to my song, by the way.
Yeah,
Before asking for that question.
Yeah, I listen to your song, but then I forget that I actually listen to it. It happens. These things happen.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. No
Yeah, it's
problem.
cool.
Yeah.
You're a legend on the pitch and on the stage. But before we get about you being a legend on the microphone, what about that overall? When did it start?
It started in around 2005 because my bro was in high school at that time. And he played soccer for a while. And then when he was in school, he saw the guys playing rugby. He was like, let me go check it out. So he went there, played for a while. Then when he got home, he did his first time in school. He bought a ball, he started teaching me how to step, how to pass the ball and everything. Then after some time, I just adapted and joined the team and everything. Yeah.
That's really nice. Let me ask, this is a question I've always wanted to know. What's the difference between American football and actual rugby? As far as you know it.
Okay, for me, rugby is more of a man sport. I think American football, wearing helmets and the pads, it's a bit very risky. guys in rugby, they get more injured seriously than American guys. And if we get into details, well, rugby, there are 15 players on the pitch, depending on which sport you play, 15s or 7s. And there are not so many breaks, because football has many breaks. Like once they, I don't know what they call it, the scrum run or what they call it. But there are too many breaks in that game, that's why I don't know.
That's what you don't enjoy. CC game, right? CC game. Okay. So the World Cup just ended.
Yeah.
So which team won?
And New Zealand, of course.
You know your stuff, man.
Uh-huh.
So why didn't you think Kenyans were pretty good at, pretty decent at rugby?
Oh yeah.
So why didn't you think we didn't make it to the World Cup? At least that's
number one thing is because of exposure. Because guys, the teams we're competing with were Zimbabwe, Namibia, and South Africa for the slot. But if you want to qualify, you have to beat Namibia, but we lost that game. Because guys from Namibia go to Australia, South Africa, Europe to play the rugby. But guys in Kenya, they're limited to Kenya, so they don't have that exposure.
So exposure would have been the thing that was made.
Yeah, it would have been key, because when you go there, you find guys from New Zealand, Fiji, and you learn a lot from these guys. But if you just like in one place, you can't really learn a lot.
And one thing I've noticed about rugby is that you're huge guys.
Yeah,
You're also a big guy
I'm
yourself.
a small guy. I lost weight.
How big are you?
Height 6'1", 87 kilos.
80 what?
7. I don't look it.
You don't look like it at all.
I don't look it at all.
So like the nutrition, is it nutrition, genetics, or
I
what
would
goes
go,
into
like,
that big size?
It's supplements and a lot of hard work, because to get to that size it takes a lot of work. And I think the biggest I got to was around 90 kilos.
What?
When I was playing high school, that's 7s. But I never played 15s as such, only around like 3-5 games. But 7s is where I played mostly.
In what position did you play?
I played fly-off. Yeah, fly-off or center, depended.
Okay, that is incredible. What about your brother? What advice did he give you as far as playing rugby or whatever?
Well, he told me like the first thing you do if you're a fly-off, you have to be composed, because everybody relies on you, because you're the thinker, you're the one who creates everything on the pitch rather. So he told me just go there, have fun, but also don't make silly mistakes in the pitch, because guys will blame you for it.
Yeah.
But even if they do, just keep your head up high and keep playing the game.
So what did you say was your best trait? Was it your strength, your speed, your size,
I was-
your agility, or what
I was more of an agile player, because fly-off you have to be agile, you also have to be creative. But my coach loved putting me in fly-off, because he liked the way I would step, then create, then open up for the center so he can open up the play. Yeah.
Okay. So what was your worst experience on the pitch?
I think it was my last year of high school. Was the finals we were playing. It was a light academy tournament there, 7s, and it was the final game, and I broke. So then I was left with one tackler. Then when I stepped, my leg kind of twisted a bit. Then he tackled me, and I fell on my thigh, and I got injured. But I didn't want to tell the coach, so I just continued playing the whole game.
Nah, that can't be your worst experience.
That is actually my worst.
Also, what's the best thing?
And I also popped my shoulder during the pitch.
Yikes! That must have hurt.
Versus Mangu.
Versus Mangu, and I heard those guys are beasts on the.
They're big, but their pitch is horrible.
Pitch is horrible.
It's horrible.
Well, it goes to show, huh?
Yeah, but it's actually fun playing rugby. A lot of guys say that once you get in there, you're gonna get injured. It's true, like every sport you get injured, but rugby is a gentleman's sport. It's not for hooligans.
It's not for hooligans, not like soccer where
Not
people
like
throw
soccer.
stones.
Guys just they just go there throwing stones.
Yeah.
In fact, I once seen one fight in Kenyan rugby. I think it was Harlequins versus Strathmore. That was the only fight I've ever seen.
Only fight.
Only fight I've seen.
No,
Maybe they're more of amateur.
But it rarely happens.
Rarely happens.
And also, what was your best experience?
Yeah, best has to be the first game I ever played in high school versus St. Mary's. Yeah, I think I got tackled that game. I was also injured, so like I had a scratch from here to here.
Yikes.
So my pal just saw me there and he said, "Kilo, the ball is yours. Just wait for it." So I'm chilling. He gets the ball, gives it to me, and I sidestep the first player, break and score the first try for the team.
First try of your rugby
For
career.
my rugby career.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Now, what advice would you give to those young guys who want to play rugby?
Advice. I'd say keep at it, because rugby is not an easy game. A lot of practice. Don't listen to what people tell you. They may say you're not good enough, but just keep on doing what you're doing, and always work hard. That's the most important thing.
Always work hard.
Because work hard beats talent any day.
Work hard. Hard work beats talent any day.
Any day.
Any day. So, away from rugby, now to rapping and
Yeah.
music and everything else. Yeah, as before we close, my director is telling me you have 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So tell us a bit about your music career.
Music, the first time I got on stage was 2007. There was a concert going on at Musicland. And I got on stage, I was nervous. Like, it's your first time on stage, so you always get nervous. So when I was there, guys weren't really singing. Guys were just playing their instruments and just... No one was singing at all. So I went to the supervisor there. I was like, is it okay if I sing? I just told him that out of confidence. Then he grabbed the mic and told everybody. He's asking if it's okay if he sings. Then everyone just started laughing and everything. So I got on stage. I sung. I tried to compose myself. And then everyone went wild. I was really surprised.
Everyone went wild.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're hitting the ladies.
I'm still single, ladies, by the way.
Yeah, you can.
I'm still looking for one.
His phone number is right down here, by the way. Yeah, so you can just call anytime. So for those who'd like to listen to your music, so where can they go to listen to your music?
I have a YouTube channel, Aces Music. I also have a SoundCloud account at Aces. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's 7th.factor. I don't really use Twitter, so don't follow me there.
Don't follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, and Snapchat is Aces, yeah.
It's Aces. Wow, so ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of The Whistle. I was your guest. He was my guest, Aces, Brian Kilu, former rugby player, and he's making big things happen
My
in the music
mixtape is
field.
coming out.
Yeah, his next
Mixtape.
mixtape is coming out. Make sure to listen to that. Of course, support him, support myself as well. My social media platform is down here below. And as well, you can also follow us at The Whistle on Facebook and at The Whistle on Instagram and same with Twitter. So make sure to like, subscribe, tell a friend. So until next time, be blessed.